Well, it may come as a surprise, but some San Diego has some of the worst air quality in the nation.
But what you're breathing can have all kinds of effects on your health. And Sasha Fu is here to tell us about it.
Sandra and Alan, it's really not what you see, it's what you can't, and that could be the stuff that really makes you sick. Today we learned more about the quality of air here in the San Diego region and how it could possibly affect your health. This may look like a picture-perfect day in San Diego, but looks can be deceiving. The San Diego area has some of the worst air quality in the nation.
It's a beautiful place to look at, but sometimes what you can't see is what is actually hurting your lungs.
We are number 6 in the United States when it comes to elevated ozone levels. That's according to the American Lung Association.
The problem is, over the last 5 years, we've had about a 42% increase in ozone in San Diego.
At this conference in La Mesa, organized by the San Diego Foundation, participants listened to presentations about the multiple effects of bad air quality. Cars and trucks are the major source of pollution. Although San Diego is on the coast, it's also surrounded by mountains, which leads to more bad air.
We have a lot of people in San Diego, we've got a lot of sunshine, a lot of heat, have a lot of cars, and then we've got the mountains that basically are trapping all of our air pollution so it can't disperse.
According to data gathered by the San Diego Regional Quality of Life Dashboard, bad air days in San Diego County spiked from 2016 to 2017, from 42 days a year to 62. And that has a direct effect on anyone who may suffer from lung or heart disease.
Ozone is an oxidant, so ozone basically slowly eats away at our lung tissue. If you've got asthma or COPD, it can send you to the hospital, to the emergency room, to your doctor.
Dr. Atul Malhotra is the head of pulmonary medicine at UC San Diego. While there may be political debate over climate change, he says there's no question that more ozone and particles in the air are damaging to human health.
There's really no debate among politicians or among doctors that air pollution has an impact on heart disease, on lung disease, on brain function. The debate is elsewhere, but in terms of how it affects human health, there's really no debate about that.
The doctor says unhealthy air may affect brain development in children, and one recent study suggests that air pollution may lead to higher rates of Alzheimer's disease.
There was a report out of Toronto in Canada looking at Alzheimer's disease, and the people that live close to major roads with more exposure to air pollution than those living far away had an increased risk of Alzheimer's disease.
The conversation was not just about the problem. The focus was also on working together to find solutions by encouraging people to get out of their cars and opting for other forms of transportation.
So there's a lot of ways we can better use transit, promote more bikeable, walkable communities, and also commit to using cleaner, more renewable sources of energy.
A lot of conversation and dialogue at today's conference. Now, the very young and the very old are considered the most susceptible to the harmful effects of air pollution. If you would like to check the daily air quality in your area, we do have a website to recommend. This is information from the San Diego Air Pollution Control District. And all you have to do is enter your zip code, and you can instantly find out about the air quality rating in your neighborhood. And we do have a link to that website on our KUSI News website. We did a little exercise at this conference, which I'm going to ask you to do with me. I have 2 drinking straws.
Right.
Take the wrapper off.
All right.
And once you take the wrapper off, I want to take a couple of deep breaths. And then I'm going to ask you to pinch your nose, inhale, and then exhale through the straw, only using this straw.
Okay.
Okay, so
Inhale.
big couple of big,
Inhale while your nose is pinched.
yeah, a couple of big breaths before you pinch your nose, okay?
Right.
And now, breathe in. And breathe out.
Okay.
So that simulates the effect of what it's like to have asthma, the breathing in, because your breathing is constricted, and breathing out is if you have COPD and you have a pulmonary obstructive situation here.
Right.
So it kind of gave the participants a sense of what it's like if you have a respiratory or pulmonary condition and you can't really breathe that well. Can you
can't-
imagine?
In other words, you can't breathe out the straw that well, is what
Well, you
you're
can't
saying.
breathe in very well
And
in
then
or out.
And then breathing out.
and breathe out. I
Yeah.
mean, your breathing
Yeah.
is constricted.
Yeah.
Constricted
And-
because of that.
And it gives you a sense of what that's like.
good
And
test,
if you
yeah.
had this every day, and if you go outside and there's a lot of smoke or
Yeah.
particulates in
Right.
the air or ozone, makes it that much worse.
Just
Good to-
thinking, consciously
Yeah.
having to think
Right.
about breathing.
Good way to check yourself out on that one.
Tough.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's sort of an interesting, experiential exercise.
Little
Thanks,
experiment there.
Sasha.
All right. Thanks a lot, Sasha.